Hey up everybody, Betty's back. Right, today I'm going to be making cheese and onion pork chops with just some broccoli and asparagus on the side. So I'll show you the ingredients and we'll get cracking. Right, okay, so we have some pork chops. I'll only be using 3 of those, 2 for me and 1 for man. The rest will go in the freezer. We have some extra mature cheddar, using about 50 grams of that. We've got 2 onions, which I'm going to caramelise first, which I'll show you. English mustard, some olive oil, some butter, some tender stem broccoli, some asparagus and some thyme. You can use dried thyme if you want, but we have it in the garden, so we'll use that. Right, so the first thing I'm going to crack on with is to get the onions caramelised. Right, so I've used my mandolin to thinly slice these onions, so they are pretty thin. If you've got good knife skills, then it shouldn't be a problem, but try and get them as thin as you can. They seem to go better that way. I've got my pan on. It's been on there for about 5 or 6 minutes. So I'm going to go in with a glug of olive oil, about a tablespoon, and a knob of butter is going into here as well. A bit of a swell. So the secret I've always found with caramelised onions is to do it low and slow. So it's probably going to take 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Just keep your eye on them. Give them some love and keep turning them. Quite a laborious process. I mean, you can buy, the recipe actually did say a jar of caramelised onions. I didn't even know you could buy them that way, but obviously you can. So like I said, so it's just on the low in a pan, and we'll cook that. Keep flipping it over. Keep your eye on it. Yeah, it's a labour of love, but it's worth it because you get such a rich, unctuous flavour out of that, you wouldn't believe. Right, so I'm going to crack on now with just preparing my veg, because I won't be cooking the pork chops until tonight, until I've finished. So, right, I'll come back in a second. Right, so I've put some boiling water into my pan with a bit of salt, and my broccoli and my asparagus has gone into there, and I'm just going to blanch them off for about 5 minutes, and then I'll drain them, and then they will get cooked tonight. They will get pan fried for service. Okay, so that has now had about 5 minutes on the vegetables, on the broccoli and asparagus. Onions are still cooking away there. I'm just going to drain these veg. And like I say, these will be pan fried later on with a little bit of butter, just to finish them off. So there we go, that's lovely jubbly. Onions have been going, look, they're just starting to, I have just turned it up a little bit. So you can see there's a little bit of colour getting onto there. I am going to turn it back down because I don't want it to get too high, to go too caramelised. Sorry, caramelised. Isn't that right, Trish? Right, so let's get it at the right setting. And like I said, I'm literally going to be standing here. They've been on about what? 15 minutes these. Just keep moving them about. Like you see, just starting to catch. So it is a bit of labour of love, and if you want to buy a jar, even though I've never ever seen a jar of caramelised onions, I'm going to turn that right down. I've never ever seen one, but apparently you can buy them in a jar. So there we go. Right, so I'll keep on keeping on with this, and we'll come back when they're nearly done. Right, so we're about the 20-minute mark now. As you can see, they're starting to take on a nice bit of colour. You just got to keep your eye on them. I've literally been studying this whole time. 20 minutes. But they'll be lovely and sweet, and you can see how much they've cooked down. That was 2 whole onions. That, yeah, they're very nicely, very thinly sliced. So I'll just keep my eye on them and continue giving them some love, and I'll come back when they're nearly ready. Right, so those have had 30 minutes, and look at the colour of those. I think that is about spot on. That's about spot on, that. Look at that. Whoa. That's what you're looking for. Those to me are perfect, so I'm going to turn them off, and that's about as much as I can do for this morning. And like I say, I'm going to be cooking the chops later on when I get back from work. So I will see you for now, and I'll catch you later. Right, so I'm back. Right, so the pork chops are out. I'm just going to season them up. In fact, I can use my fingers. A little bit of salt and pepper. Actually, I'm going to need it for both sides, so a bit of salt and pepper on these. Just make sure it's in there. I'm just going to flip them. And do exactly the same on the other side. Lovely jubbly. Oh, I didn't want that spoon anyway, you're right. There we go. Oh, Missy's on one. Right, so that's them done. I will get the grill on and we'll get grilling. Right, so I'm going to be using the high sapiente today for this, to grill these. So I've just put a little, I have added a little bit of oil onto the pork chops there as well, just to rub it in. So, put that on the top shelf. There we go. And we're going to go on the broil, which is, oh sorry, all first. The broil, which is the grill, and it says high, so I don't know how high this goes. I'll put it at 210 for 6 minutes. It's not going to let me do it for 6 minutes, is it? Yes it is. 6 minutes aside. Press play. And away we go. So I'll come back in 6 minutes. Is a microsecond for use. Right, so they've had 6 minutes on that side. Looking nice and juicy. Turned it up to 220. So all I'm going to do is flip these over, as we do. And they're going to go back in for another 6 minutes. Get that in. You know you want to. Right, so all again on the broil. $2.20. 7, 6 minutes. And away we go again. Back in a second. Right, so those have had the 6 minutes now on both, 6 minutes on each side. So the next thing to go on is our mustard. So we love mustard. So I'm going to give it a generous helping of mustard. There's only a little bit left in this jar, and we have got a fresh jar, but I'm going to use this one up first.
I'm just going to see if I have got a fresh jar in the fridge.
Yeah, no, there's more than enough here. More than enough. So if you know, again, it's like seasoning to taste, but we do like that mustard kick. So I'm putting plenty on there. There we go. Right, so next to go on is our caramelized onions. So just going to spread this over our pork chops. Again, be quite generous. They're lovely and soft and unctuous. Wow. Just making sure everything's got covered. And I've used all of the onions, all them 2 onions. They are on there. Right. Last but not least is our grated cheese, 50 grams. With some thyme, fresh thyme that I've put in there. But like I said, you can use dried if you want to. So I'm going to try and be as careful as I can with this. Yes, I know the door's open. It's beeping at us because the door's open. So, going on with our cheese. Cheese fest. Ooh, dropping off. We're nearly there, we're nearly there. A bit long-winded this bit, I know, but right, so that is all ready to go back into the grill. So let's get it done. So I'm actually going to lower the temperature because you don't want it at 220. Otherwise it will just burn the top. So we'll go back to broil, which is a grill, and I'm going to do it at 180 actually, and I'm just going to let that cheese melt and the onions warm up. I'll just do it for 5 minutes and I'll keep my eye on it as we go. So it won't be long. Wowzers, look at those. Wish you had smelly vision, guys, because that smells absolutely banging. Right, I'm going to serve these up and then it'll be taste testing time. Right, so there we have it. That is my cheese and onion pork chops served with pan-fried asparagus and broccoli. Right, so you know what time it is now. It's triple T time. Right, looking forward to this one. Got me weapons. So let's just dig in. First thing I've got to try, obviously, is the pork chop. Oh yes. Wowzers. I love that mustard kick. Obviously you're getting a cheesy hit, and those caramelised onions are just something else. That is lush.
So much different when the meat's on the bone though, isn't it?
Oh, I think everything's better on the bone. Any meat, but that is absolutely delicious. Just going to show you that it's cooked. Look. There you go. It's cooked 6 minutes aside. Perfect. That's my kind of food, that. So the asparagus and the broccoli I blanched earlier on, and I've just finished it off in a pan with a little bit of butter and had it on a low heat while we was doing the pork chops. And that's nice as well. So you're getting your veg intake there as well. I'm loving my veg at the minute. I was just saying the other day, what I might do 2 or 3 vegetarian dishes.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd feel about that, but you know, just for a change. They're perfectly cooked. Nice and buttery. Bit of salt and pepper in there. And that is it. So I'm going to finish that off. Sit down, finish that off, and enjoy the rest of it. So once again, thank you all for watching. If you like the videos and you like the recipes, give it one of them. But if you don't, give it one of them. But we prefer one of them. Keep your comments coming, all your recipe ideas. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so, because it really helps us. Everything helps us. Comments and likes and stuff. So I will leave you guys for now, and I will catch you on the next one. So we'll see you soon.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.